His mission to eliminate Lin Yaokai was successful, and the wolves approached Nan Ziying. It seemed that this wolves liked him, because he had previously tamed this monster using his tamer skills. This wolves liked him so much that Nan Ziying had to be firm with the wolves so that they remained calm and wary. Nan Ziying couldn't do much for all the wolves, so he praised all the wolves for doing a good job. He couldn't give anything more to all these wolves, and all Nan Ziying could give was a head pat to all the wolves one by one. After all the wolves have become quieter, Nan Ziying will give tasks to all the wolves. He gave task of going to the northern wilderness and hunt down some source stones for him. Hearing what Nan Ziying said, the wolves obeyed all the orders given by his and do it immediately. Returning to Yi City, Zhang Yuan talked to Nan Ziying about the news. Someone got rid of Lin Yaokai and his team encountered a beast tied next to the northern wilderness yesterday. Their groupie was wiped out. Then Yuan realized that all the actions were done by Nan Ziying. But he only responded casually, from his previous words to Lin Yaokai that he wanted a few mutant wolves. Then Yuan realized that he could also control all the mutant wolves. However, for him there are still several secrets that have not been revealed. Hearing the words from Nan Ziying, she was shocked. Besides that Yuan had already submitted evidence of Lai Yaokai embezzlement this morning, and his assets should be seized soon. For Nan Ziying it was good news. After all that happened, Yuan was owed a lot to him and offered to buy him a drink. But Nan Ziying refused because with the nation's imminent crisis, he wasn't in the mood. But if Yuan really wants to thank him, there is another way. Nan Ziying liked to turn this place into Yi City's largest slaughterhouse. By receiving 100 times more mutant animals that slaughterhouse. Hearing about Nan Ziying's wish, Yuan agreed. The next day arrived. Nan Ziying was at Slaughterhouse Workshop 4. He, with his Asura mode, has defeat all the mutants here without any left, and according to him, turning this into a slaughterhouse is a genius. Harvesting source stones from mutated animals is going to be a piece of cake. With capture of the steel giant wolves, he should be able to organize 1 million beast tides soon. 2 days later, the system showed that Nan Ziying was already at level 7 beast tamer. Then to advance to the next promotion he needed 270,000 points to get to level 8 beast tamer. Then in the northern wilderness, Nan Ziying again captured many mutant wolves in the area. With the power of his beast tamer skill, invite all mutant wolves to hold the northern wilderness and defend our blue star. Then, from the results of taming the mutant wolves, he has succeeded in reaching level 8 beast tamer. And currently Nan Ziying already has 500,000 level 5 mutant wolves. On that day, he continued to increase the number of mutant beasts, so that his plan could work well. And currently he is in the White Bone Plains. There what he is doing is taming hordes of level 6 blazing steel yaks. Then he used his beast tamer skill on the group of mutant yaks. After Nan Ziying unleashed his beast tamer skill on the horde of blazing steel yaks, all the mutant beasts immediately became quiet and tame towards him. At that moment he immediately gave orders to all the mutant blazing steel yaks to hold the White Bone Plains and gather source stone for them. Then also ordered them to do not harm humans and do not attack cities. After the order given Nan Ziying to all the mutant blazing steel yaks, he had reached level 8 beast tamer and had tamed 500,000 mutant yaks. Then now each region from the northern wilderness to the White Bone Plains already has 500,000 mutants with levels 5 and 6. Now Nan Ziying goes to the Rift Canyon, with 1 million source stones left. He can tame a group of level 7 mutated rampant apes, as expected from the level 7 beast. Their aura is on a whole other level compared to the wolves and yaks. Nan Ziying's fight against the ape's mutant couldn't be avoided. The mutant immediately attacked him, but managed to dodge it when he avoided it. He directly used his beast tamer skill at the ape's mutant. Luckily, ape's mutants are still within the tameable level range. Then, unexpectedly, a group of ape's mutants attacked Nan Ziying at the same time, and besides that, he seemed to hear a strange noise from a distance. Then, strangely enough, the ape's mutant that he managed to tame earlier didn't work and started attacking Nan Ziying. It can be seen that Nan Ziying is having difficulty dealing with this level 7 ape's mutant, so he decided to use Asura mode to be able to deal with this level 7 mutant. The use of Asura mode is very appropriate because this skill can increase the user's stats in the form of strength, agility so that it can be seen that his speed in dodging attacks increases, and his kick at the ape's mutant is very strong. Nan Ziying successful to knock the ape's mutant, and he directly used his level 8 Beast Tamer skill. However, when he used his Beast Tamer skill, he heard another strange noise from a distance, and the ape's mutant who had previously been under the effect of his Beast Tamer skill returned to normal. He also analyzed that the roar must be the reason taming failed last time. There are so many level 7 rampant apes. Defeat all them would not only be a pity, but also a waste of energy. But he needs to take down the boss behind all this. Nan Ziying, with his speed, tried to find source of the roar, and that was the key to this fight. However, when he tried to find source of the roar, these apes mutants blocked and attacked him. The attack carried out by the ape's mutant was successfully avoided by Nan Ziying, so that his dodging movement caused 2 apes mutants to crush in with each other. Then another mutant came to attack him, but this mutant came not to attack him, but to break the rope that Nan Ziying was holding. With his speed, he managed to avoid falling by grabbing another rope. Nan Ziying managed to overcome all the attacks carried out by the ape's mutant easily. Then he continued towards that roar and finally he reached the source of the noise. The source of roar came from inside a large and dark cave. In the cave there was a large mutant. The strange noise came from that mutant. The size of the mutant is very large. Currently Nan Ziying is facing a level 9 mutant ape king. Such overwhelming pressure, he would have been on his knees in seconds if it weren't for his Asura skill. The mutant king ape immediately attacked him without hesitation, and his attack was also very fast. But the king ape's attack could still be blocked by him, and when blocking the king ape's attack, this mutant tried to attack him using mouth. When king ape tried to attack him with mouth, he could still anticipate it by adding Asura energy to increase his strength. And at the same time he attacked king ape with Asura's fury blade, but his attack was countered by the king ape, and that mutant started attacking Nan Ziying with strongest aura punch. After attacking him with the power of an aura punch, the king ape immediately jumped high to perform a combo, and directly attacked Nan Ziying with a body press. As a result of the combo attack carried out by the king ape, he suffered a little damage. But Nan Ziying didn't give up. Then he immediately increased his Asura power to Hell on Earth mode. He changed Asura mode to full power. On the other side, at a place called the Paranormal Investigation and Monitoring Agency, there are 2 women who work here. This woman is named Su Leng, level 5 aura spur. On the previous day she had felt a high aura intensity, and the higher intensity came from Yi City. When Su Leng was looking back for what she felt before, she finally started to see it again. Then she gave instructions to be ready for a trace back, southwest of Yi City, in the Rift Canyon. Then this woman, a level 5 aura perception esper named Chen Care, started to use her observe and time trace skills. With these skills she could find out what was happening there. It was seen that she was checking using her esper powers. There was someone using Asura skills in Hell on Earth mode, who was fighting fiercely against a large mutant king ape somewhere around the mountains, the Rift Canyon. That person was really enjoying his fight with the king ape. It could be seen from his scary face. When Chen saw all this, she was suddenly shocked and fell. She seemed to be looking at someone who was crazy about fighting, and that person also seemed to be venting his anger at the mutant king ape. Could see from Chen's face that she was very scared, and even cried when she saw Nan Ziying become savage when fighting with the mutant king ape. The fight seemed to be nearing the end, and Nan Ziying with his Asura mode had a big lead over King Ape in this fight. It can be seen that King Ape suffered many injuries as a result of this fight, and also mutant King Ape has also run out of stamina. With full of wounds on body and stamina running out, it is certain that the King Ape will no longer be able to stand. Seeing tenacity of the King Ape, who still wanted to fight with him, Nan Ziying then offered to join him to fight the 10,000 races together. Hearing what Nan Ziying said, the King Ape started to clench his fists at him. Finally, the 2 of them agreed to work together to fight the 10,000 race. Then Nan Ziying began to turn off his Asura mode. At that moment he gave orders to the King Ape and all the rampant ape mutants to remain under the command of the Ape King. They are to hold the Rift Canyon and harvest Source Stone. His orders were also not to attack the people and the city. Then from the results of his taming, his beast tamer reached level 8. From the results, it can also be seen that he succeeded in taming 1,000 level 7 rampant beasts, and to reach the next level he needed 400,000 points. In another place, the two of them were chatting with each other. Su Leng told Chen that last night he sensed another powerful energy signature and different from the first. But unfortunately, she can only use backtracking ability once every 24 hours for just 3 seconds. Then Su Leng suspected that those two powerful energy signs belonged to the same person. But Chen wasn't sure about that, and she said, "We've been monitoring these Eastern Espers for ages, and the top 10 spots on the Eastern Espers ranking have been left empty for some of these mysterious families. They have never been publicly announced, but Chen believed that the Asura user immediately got at least 10th place. That's an insane level of individual power." Hearing Chen's statement, Su Leng overthought, and they announced the ranking first. The next day, news about a mysterious person appears in Yi City Rift Canyon with his destructive power. And this person managed to secure 10th spot on the Eastern Alliance Esper ranking. The news had spread widely among the people, and many of them knew about this and linked the mysterious person to Nan Ziying. Elsewhere, Nan Ziying has just finished his routine against mutants, and Liu told him the latest news, that Myanmar country, then the 8th line of defense, have all fallen. By hearing the news, he speculated that they were losing faster this time, but the veteran recall is happening way too earlier too. As a result of that, he thought about his father. Then he got a call from his father and invited him to have dinner at home with his mother and sister. Then at his father's house, a reporter arrived. His father had a news reporter come, and their arrival wanted a quick interview about the veteran's recall. Then he started interviewing Mr. Nan Kshanshan about signed up for the veteran's recall. Then the response from Mr. Nan that is his duty. And this reporter immediately asked a question about his son, Nan Ziying, who refused to enlist when he came of age. Hearing the reporter's question, Mr. Nan was very unhappy. Then suddenly his wife and his children arrived home, and they are a little surprised that there was an interview at her house. Then Mr. Nan also introduced them all to the reporter. He introduced his wife, Kin Zume, and his daughter is Esper medic Nan Zishan. Then his son Nan Ziying hasn't gone to the front lines, but he works hard at the slaughterhouse to support the frontline supplies, and for him he's a good kid. Then he supports his choice. Suddenly the reporter said loudly to Nan Ziying about the Eastern Alliance 8th defense line has fallen, and many of his classmates sacrificed their lives on the battlefield. And she asked for a statement regarding this matter. Then Mr. Nan did not remain silent, and of course defended his son, Nan Ziying. Besides that, his older sister also defended him, and they both volunteered stood at the 7th line of defense. His mother also defended him, and people from this media became silent when they heard the defense made by his family for Nan Ziying. But he hears this will not remain silent. He will not allow his family to do something like that. After this incident, Nan Ziying left the house to go to the slaughterhouse, but his mother didn't know where he wanted to go, and it had been too late. However, his mother was worried about Nan Ziying and let him go when their dinner was finished. But his father let him go because they had also met each other. In the evening at Primeval Sunken Woods, he still had time at night to go to this place. He went here to tame the war elephants. He kept running looking for the mutants in the forest. At the same time he felt something behind the trees, and unexpectedly it turned out to be the mutant he was looking for, the war elephant, which was destroying the trees. The mutant was very big, and this mutant seemed to be going on an uncontrollable rampage. The mutant war elephant raged towards Nan Ziying by trying to attack him with the wood the mutant was carrying in its trunk, and when the mutant war elephant attacked, Nan Ziying managed to anticipate it. Then he counterattacked the mutant. After successfully carrying out a counterattack on this mutant, he jumped into the head of the war elephant mutant. He didn't have much time left, and immediately cast his Beast Tamer skill at the mutant war elephant. The Beast Tamer skill was successfully launched, and a red light could be seen starting to surround the mutant. Then it was also seen that the war elephant mutant had experienced a reaction due to the skill. Finally, he succeeded in taming the mutant war elephant, and Nan Ziying immediately ordered this mutant to tell all these mutant companions, any dissent will be met with immediate execution. It can be seen that the mutant followed what Nan Ziying ordered, and the mutant brought companions. Then the mutants all gathered and see Nan Ziying did something. It turns out he released Asura mode to give orders to all the war elephant mutants. Then the order given by Nan Ziying to all the mutants was to defend the primeval sunken woods. After that, he ordered them to harvest source stones and await future orders. After taming many mutant war elephants, his beast tamer skill had reached level 8, and the total beast tamed reached 3,000. With the total taming of mutants reaching 3,000, Nan Ziying finally unlocked the formation tree. Namely Amplification Formation, Bloodlust Formation, and Sword Kai Formation. Then after giving orders to all the war elephant mutants, he left that place and went straight to the slaughterhouse to get some source stones and speed up his leveling. From defeat many mutants in the slaughterhouse, he got 100,000 source stones and 10,000 deployable formations. Then it was enough for him to level up for today, and now he was trying to test what Sword Kai Formation could do. He tested it directly in the slaughterhouse. Then many mutants came out, and he immediately activated the Sword Kai Formation. By the power of heaven and earth, he summoned 1,000 blades. He immediately activated the Sword Kai Formation, and a bright green light wrapped in aura surrounded the area. Then as a result of the explosion of the green aura, all mutants in this area were affected. However, the effect it produces on the mutant is still not strong and stable. It seems a single level 1 Sword Kai Formation is still too weak. At that moment, when the Sword Kai Formation was active, he immediately stacked with 2,000 blades. It could be seen that around Nan Ziying's body a lot of energy was overflowing, and he was gathering this overflowing energy to carry out a direct attack. Finally, the attack was successful. The attack was like many swords slashing at many enemies at once. Then for him, once he sets up formation in every workshop, this place will practically run itself. He's still testing these skills at the second slaughter workshop. From among the weak, the strong shall rise, and he let bloodlust fuel his blades. And those are the characteristics of 2,000 bloodlust format and active. 1 hour later, it can be seen from the system. The Formation Master is an upgrade, and to upgrade to the next level you have to deploy 500,000 formations. He relaxed on top of the building, and thought maybe it was time to say goodbye. Then in another place Liu greet Aunt Wang and Zhang. They saw that Nan Ziying worked through the night again. They think that Nan Ziying can't keep going like this. But Aunt Wang knew this was because of that reporter. Aunt Wang told them to look at the news, that Nan Ziying father responds to veterans recall, heading to 7th Defense Line. Then they both found out about the news and looked angry about this from the news. Then suddenly Nan Ziying came over to them, because he needed to hand things over to everyone here. But it seemed like they already knew what Nan Ziying meant by approaching them. While the conversation was going on, suddenly a worker told Nan Ziying that his father had sent a letter to him. Hearing this, he was quite surprised. Then he took it and started reading the contents of the letter from his father. A letter informing him that his father and sister would be on his way to the battlefield. In the letter, his father also found out that a mysterious person who used the power of an Asura, who in the rankings was his son, Nan Ziying. Then his father also advised him not to listen to the words of other people who were trying to bring him down and stick to his own stance. His father also knew that Nan Ziying was planning something big, and he also told to take good care of his mother. Seeing the contents of the letter from his father, he could only remain silent and not say anything. Seeing that Nan Ziying was gloomy, the two of them tried to cheer him up, thanks to their division continuing to supply large amounts of food supplies to the front lines on time. And all of these things were done by Nan Ziying. They all still support Nan Ziying no matter what happens, and he appreciates the support given to him. However, here there is something he wants to tell, regarding the announcement about building that reserve 5th defense line, and it looks like Nan Ziying will go to that place now. Hearing this, Liu will try to apply to be the chief engineer there. However, she is doubtful about the task of supplying mutants on a large scale. But here Nan Ziying will still help them with slaughtering work. Outside, many soldiers left to fight on the front lines, including his father and little sister. For him, the words of his father were true, that going to the battlefield now, it would be good for nothing more than defeating a few more monsters. It wouldn't change a thing, and he'd be letting his father and little sister down, then leaving Mum unprotected. The Xenos aren't carbon-based life forms. We can't harvest sources stones from them, which means no more upgrades for him out there. They're just going to keep sending stronger and more powerful enemies. With his current power, humanity wouldn't stand a chance. And in the end, he wouldn't be able to protect anyone. If we want to win, Nan Ziying have to focus on that fifth line of defense. That will be humanity's last stand. Then he promised not to let his father and his sister down. 3 days later on the fifth defense line. Because Nan Ziying really is a top graduate from the architecture department. This place according Nan Ziying to his design. They are here trying to be electrified and stretch 300 kilometers along northwestern border and connecting 20 cities. But for him, this is useless. If he only relies on walls made of steel electric, it won't hold back those monsters. Then according to him, the real defense lies in formation. He immediately went outside to plan the formation he would make. The area between Yi City and the fifth defense line. It's uninhabited. Then it's perfect for his formation. He immediately prepared the power of his skill formation to be released. In this area, Nan Ziying immediately deployed 1 kilometer 50,000 blazing flame formation. There was a lot of red light surrounding the area. Then he went to the next area and immediately deployed 1 kilometer 50,000 elemental sword Kai formation. At the same time, he immediately stacked the second one with 50,000 blazing flame formations per kilometer. He kept doing the same thing over and over again in different areas. Then, as a result of what he did, his formation master skill increased and has opened a new skill formation. Already 10 kilometers layered with stacked level 2 formation that should slow down any low-level Xenos. Then there is no need to waste a source stone on level 3 formation here and leveling up. He planned to save it for the second layer. Tonight he completes the defense line first layer of formation for the 35 kilometers around Yi City. Next day at the construction site, they found a problem. Engineer Lai immediately pointed it out, and it turned out that the public was in an uproar to Nan Ziying. But he tried to get Engineer Lai not to worry too much and continue with the construction. He did this not without reason, but for this line of defense, it was never meant to be the real defense. Rather, it's about lulling the Xenos into a false sense of security and making them drop their guard before they reach the formations. Suddenly, he remembered something about how to make this defense line more practical. He immediately checked the documents and tried to realize it with his abilities, but his command rune element ability might not be unlocked yet. But that doesn't mean he can't lay the groundwork for its development. Because of this, he made a second plan just in case. Then he ordered Engineer Lai to build 2 moats along the entire electrified wall, on in front and one in back. Then the front moat, we're going to flood with water. The back moat, fill it with crude oil. Without no reason he did this. When those Xenos come knocking, we'll hit 'em everything we've got. And first, we electrify the wall, after that turning water into a high voltage trap. Then, once they break through, and we light it all up, we'll fry those mutants. Hearing this, Engineer Lai called it a brilliant idea. Now is the time for him to unlock the command rune element. Between the slaughtering and the recent beast tide harvest, because that he got enough for a level jump, and now he is on level 4 to be exact. He also went out at night and carried out his plan to keep installing all formations in all areas. And now he will do it in Wan, Kiu, and then Gan City. Now has 45-mile fortified defense line with 375,000 stacked level 2 formation. And the next upgrade might take a while. Then while he was performing his formation skill, he suddenly felt a familiar aura, and he suspected that it was a powerful Xenos. But there he also felt a powerful human aura, and for him this was not good, so he immediately went to the location where the source of the powerful aura appeared. The Xenos are trying to assassinate one of our own. Snowy place, hidden Chu clan, deep in the mountains. There was a hidden clan and an old man was seen walking there. Then he was suddenly shocked by something. This old man was Chu Changxing, a master, and this young man was Chu Xingdi, a disciple. They discussed about Xingye leaving seclusion 2 years early, even though he should have left seclusion only after 12 years of the invasion. But Xing didn't come out without a reason. He came out because he sensed a powerful aura from the northwestern frontier. It resonated deeply within him, so he had to come out of seclusion. Then he plans to visit the northwestern frontier personally. But his master warns him that there are rumors of Xeno scouts searching for the ancient prodigies, and it's too dangerous. Then he forced himself to leave using domain flight. For him in this apocalyptic era, danger is inevitable. A skill domain flight that allows users to walk in the air. When he was checking the northwestern frontline area from the air, he was surprised. There was a very incredible formation. And as far he could remember, no one could do this in our nation. The great thing is that work was done by one person. Suddenly he felt the presence of another creature, and after he looked behind him, he knew that it was the Xenos his master had told him about some time ago. Xingye was directly attacked by the Xenos with a sickle, but he managed to avoid the sudden attack with his domain flight. The battle between Xingye and the Xenos was unavoidable, but at the same time another large monster appeared behind Xingye. He felt that the monster was strong and an elite class. He knows that they've been watching our ancient clans for quite some time. The monster is a Xenos named Rotting Colossus level Tennisper. Xing is now in a state of danger and urgency. Then the two elite Xenos immediately attacked him simultaneously. But Xing tried to block by using domain area skills. When the two Xenos were affected by Xing's domain area skill, he immediately jumped up to use the Sword Manifest Domain skill. Then he used the Blazing Inferno Assure Spirit skill, a skill that comes out through the Eternal Wrath. On the other side, Nan Ziying continued to run fast towards the source of the aura. The timing is not right for him in this situation because he is in a hurry, because the defenses are crumbling faster, and his father already on the 7th line. But he afraid even the prodigies might face changes as well. In the last timeline, the ancient human prodigies didn't reveal themselves until 12th year of the invasion. They rallied humanity and gave us hope when all seemed lost. Their combined strength bought us another 8 years of war, fought tooth and nail. But the Xenos still wiped out in the 20th year. Nan Ziying know for a fact the Xenos sent their top assassins to Earth last year, lying in wait. Searching, they were waiting for the prodigies to surface, so they could eliminate them before they became a threat. This world, it needs he plans. He won't let them fall before their time. Elsewhere, Xingye was still trying to withstand the onslaught of the Power 2 elite Xenos. But his ultimate skill, the Blazing Inferno Azure Spirit, was successfully blocked by the two Xenos, and it seemed impossible for Xingye to be able to fight with two elite Xenos at once. The ultimate attack from Xingye was not attached to the two Xenos, and then two elite Xenos directly attacked Xingye with their strongest strength, so that destroying the defense of his arena domain. And as a result of both of these two Xenos attacks, Xingye went far. Xingye was also hit by a lot of damage from heavy attacks to Xenos at once. But he still hasn't given up on this situation. Even if this is the end for him, at least he can defeat one of the elite Xenos. Suddenly the two Xenos attacked him together again, but unexpectedly he was saved by someone. It turns out he was saved by Nan Ziying. He arrived on time. Xingye knew that he was the person with the powerful aura he sensed. Then Nan Ziying plans to fight two elite Xenos with Xingye, and his plan is Nan Ziying focuses on the iron-slaughtered Xenos. Then he told Xing to provide long-range support and keep the Rotting Colossus Xenos busy. Now Nan Ziying will face the Iron Slaughterer Xenos. In his previous life he has faced it, and now he comes with strong power. This was the right time for him to use his formation. He directly activated level 3 Gnarled Earthspike formation. It can be seen the effect of this skill makes the ground turn sharp. It's seen that the level 3 Gnarled Spike formation attack did not work on the Iron Slaughter Xenos. He thought and immediately took out 50,000 Gnarled Earthspike formation stacks, and then combined them with 50,000 Frostbite formation stacks. The sharpening effect resulting from the land becomes strong and larger. Nan Ziying's explosion of ice crystals was so big that it shocked Xingye who saw it. This was the power of the formation he had seen before. Such overwhelming force and his fighting style, It's unlike any of the ancient clans.